Well, here's something you don't see every day. I bet you didn't think you'd see repaints of the Marvel Legends Gameverse figures and Jada Street Fighter and Mega Man in a collaboration with a sneakers or trainers brand if you're in the UK. But here you go. Welcome back to Flicks and Figs. So Kith is a clothing label. I looked them up, and it's definitely interesting that Hasbro and Jada have collaborated with them to bring up action figure repaints of the Gameverse and Street Fighter and Mega Man lines under the Marvel vs. Capcom branding. The real question here is whether these will appeal to casuals who are big clothing brand collectors, or if action figure collectors will want variants with Kith plastered on them. So far the response has been a bit mixed, to say the least. I mean, the more eyes we can get on our hobby, the more longevity we pump into action figure collecting in the long term perhaps. Well, whatever the case, what do you think of these? Let me know in the comments below, and welcome back to Flicks and Figs, your home of 6-inch action figure news. And maybe you want more high-end Gameverse figures in your collection. Well, Kaju Daddy has news for you. And that news is that Wolverine will be the next SH Figuarts Gameverse figure alongside region-specific Spider-Man and Cyclops. So you can either pick up the Gameverse 2-pack from Marvel Legends, or go for the Kith repaint, which I think will be available for either pre-order, or even in stock around the 14th of November. Or wait, the SH Figuarts version. And from Wolverines we go to Ants and Wasps. Specifically the Ant-Man and Wasp Marvel Legends comic 2-pack reissue, with a pre-order coming soon, or maybe even available once this video has gone up. And that's not the only Marvel Legends reissue pre-order we will be seeing here. But now we turn our attention from ants to bats. Honestly, this is turning into an episode of National Geographic or something. Wolverines, ants, wasps and bats. Specifically the test shot of the LPZZ Batman. Well, perhaps you need a Bruce Wayne who can buy hotels just to swim in them. So if you're more of a Batman movie fan, you could pick up the Lin Box 1/12 scale Nolan Night Bale. But I'd suggest definitely trying out the LPZZ Batman, as that figure is likely to be a Mafex killer in 2026 alongside in art. But understandably, unlike Bruce Wayne, we have to pick and choose our action figure pre-orders. So let me know what you have on pre-order in the comments below. What do you think of the Kith collaboration with Hasbro Marvel Legends and Jada Toys Street Fighter and Mega Man? And if you're enjoying this video so far, smash the like button and activate the notification bell to keep up to date with all the channel content. And Batman fought Hulk in a comics crossover, which was wildly outmatched, but somehow worked. And talking of smashing like buttons, here's someone who likes to smash the Mezco 112 Incredible Hulk. It's a friend from Mezco 112. Funnily enough, for me personally, the Hulk could do with having a bit of a softer muscle structure, in my opinion. His all muscle, which I know might be an odd criticism, in certain poses, he just might look more natural if he was less muscular. For some reason, to me it makes his skin look tight on his body. I guess what I'm saying is a slightly less muscular look might be more animated or early comic book, I guess. I think it's the muscular butterfly joints, which are throwing me off a bit in certain poses. Hulk looks very Arnie 80s bodybuilder in structure, which is how he should look. But a slightly less steroid Hulk would probably be my preference. Anyway, it's an excellent looking Hulk regardless, and it seems to run for a price that was to maybe be expected from Mezco 112 in the price brackets for action figures that we now find ourselves in. And if you like your heroes green and on the scene, then let's go from Mezco 112 Hulk to NECA Turtles, specifically the cartoon 3-pack of Scrag, Punk Leonardo, and Punk Raphael. Scrag was originally a Loot Crate exclusive and is quite a sought-after character for completionists. Punk Leo and Raphael was a Target 2-pack, and this set will be available from the NECA store. And the Turtles have had a few video game iterations over the years, such as Turtles Tournament Fighters on SNES, a fighting game, and it would be great to get some action figures of the some more Turtles video games. We did have some NECA ones a few years back that were pixelated figures. Well, here is the Storm Arena Jada Toys, Ken and Ryu vs. basically their special moves in action. And if you're enjoying this content, feel free to drag and punch the like button. Feel free to hit the notification bell so you never miss any content on the channel. And I guess these VSM Storm Arena figures are for the Street Fighter action figure collector who wants to be a completionist. I mean, as you can see, for toy photography these are excellent. And feel free to become a channel member for even more content. And it almost looks like Ryu and Ken are made out of candy or sweets if you in the UK. That translucent purple plastic. So do you want these VSM versions? Are you collecting Storm Arena Street Fighter figures? Let me know in the comments below. So here is Sagat getting his ass handed to him by Ken and his VSM moves. and then Chun-Li playing chase with the Vism moves. So if you check out the Street Fighter Alpha games, you'll see the Vism moves in action. Not quite like this though. And then finally we see Akuma sorting things out, thank goodness for that. And keeping it with Capcom games, we move from Street Fighter to Mega Man. Specifically Mega Man MDLX, and it's the Proto Man, which I have seen Jada with a prototype at conventions. I'm pretty sure, unless I have that wrong, Proto Man is a Jada Toys Mega Man figure I'd like to pick up. Very cool design. So do you collect MDLX Mega Man, or the Jada Toys ones? Which characters from Mega Man would you like to see get made? Let me know in the comments below. And here's Mega Man and Proto Man scrapping it out. And from Mega Man, we go to Metal Slug. And this is a very realistic looking version of the Metal Slug characters. And this is 1/12 scale, as is all the action figure news on the channel. And that's a pretty fantastic likeness for 1/12 scale. And we have had Metal Slug action figures from Tunchi Studios in 1/12 scale before, but those were very animated, or video game looking compared to this much more realistic looking version from Ulsan Toys. And this character is called Marco Rossi, and if you're wondering what Metal Slug is, it's essentially a 16-bit style shoot 'em up. That's very reminiscent of 80s action movies. Think Arnie in Commando as a video game. And we see Marco Rossi here using a bazooka, and that leads nicely into G.I. Joe Classified, and Zap, one of the original 13 G.I. Joes. So let's talk retro card Zap, Crazy Legs, and the G.I. Joe retro card female Crimson Guard. So Mark actually saw these revealed by Lenny at MCM Comic Con, and if here you can see Lenny adding them to the display cabinet at MCM, that's Lenny's actual hands. And if you want to see more coverage of MCM, I'll drop the link to Mark's video in the comments below. Feel free to go and check that out. And Budo is a recent classified character we have had, which is proving popular. And here is the not a 1/12 Blades of the Guardians figure. So Budo and the Blades of the Guardians can defend the secrets of Castle Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor. Oh no, wait, that's not right. Well, actually I suppose it can be, as this is an original character, as far as I'm aware. So you can create your own stories in your toy photography, and little battles to your heart's content. And having looked it up, Blades of the Guardians is a comic book series and TV series as well. So the character shown here is Dao Ma, I believe, who walks the desert of the western regions, and this toy photography goes some way to show that. And essentially Dao Ma is a bounty hunter, and often when I see cool third-party action figures like this, or import figures that catch my eye, I'm interested to learn the lore around the figure. So no doubt this is going to be a very popular figure overseas, particularly as the animation has won lots of awards. Amazing what you can find on the internet. At first I genuinely thought this was an original character, and not an existing IP. And if you're enjoying this content, please let me know in the comments below. Feel free to smash the like button, hit the hype button, and hit the bell notification, so that you don't miss any content on the channel, and feel free to become a channel member for even more content. And maybe you want some figures to put in some toy photography with Dao Ma. You could fit in some Amazing Yamaguchi Ninja Gaiden figures, and that segues nicely into this. Ninja Gaiden Momiji. And from Ninja Gaiden we turn our attention to Knights with the Silver Moon Knight action figure built on the V-Toys body, and I think this figure even has real hair. Shout out to Mikey Moon Boots, I know this is one he likes the look of. Bathed in silver light, the knight stands still in ruins. From the Gravity Garden series of characters. And if you like things like Game of Thrones of SH Figuarts Berserk, then you can add the Gravity Garden Silver Moon Knight into any toy photography featuring those characters. He does look quite like Sir Pose a lot. Great detail and articulation by the looks of things. And knights are used to taking down and slaying dragons, which are big green monsters. And we saw a big green monster in the form of Mesco 112 Hulk, and Hulk has fought Wolverine, and his Mesco 112 Wolverine vs Captain America by What's Up Danger Marty, and that leads nicely into shoutouts. And if Mesco 112 Wolverine and Captain America aren't your speed, you could pick some Marvel Legends versions. And for the latest Marvel Legends news and reviews, check out Dan Who Reviews. Check out Miguel and the Wolfpack Toy Review. Check out Kapow Toys, Comics and Cocktails, In-Demand Toys, Props and Repliers, and more. Check out Jay's Toy Collection UK, and Longbox Heroes are giving us a 1/12 Tarzan. The Longbox Heroes might appear at Kapow Toys. Let's keep an eye out for that. Check out Star Action Figures, and I mentioned Comics and Cocktails before, and they stock Super 7 Thundercats, and here is King Lion-O and Red Eye, with light-up lead eyes. So never heard of Red Eye, but if you're in for the deep cuts with Thundercats, here you go. And maybe you're collecting the 1/12 scale Frazetta Girls action figures, and Jet's Necron, and he should be available via the whole shebang for UK collectors, and here's Goku. So it seems we are Gokuing into anime, and My Hero Academia next, with a look at Overlay Deku. Now you'll have to forgive me, this looks like Symbiote Deku. I know it isn't, but my brain can't help but see it that way. And Daku here looks like he's lost his job, and girl to Peter Parker, and vows for revenge. We are Daku. And check out Robo, don't know he likes some My Hero Academia, and feel free to check out my AliExpress retro card, Cobra Trooper video. Justin collects, an emporium of cool and more. And feel free to check out Mark's video on LegionsCon 2025 for more on Arkhan the Cruel, where you can learn more about this character. And thanks to Kenny Encountered Culture for the footage. Check out his YouTube channel. And Predator Badlands is a great film. And if you want some NECA representation from the film, it's coming. Make him part of your clan. And feel free to check out my Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 SDCC 2025 Dalsim and M Bison video if you like. So if you don't want the KITH Jada action figures, feel free to try and get the Street Fighter 2 Jada stuff and SDCC variants. And check out Mikey Moon Boots, and here's either Neo from The Matrix or Albert Wesker. I think it's Neo and Ada Wong. So I guess they are coming soon, and you could use the Roman Key body for a Resident Evil Nemesis, and there's a Venom custom coming from Roman Key. Teaming up with My Hero Academia Deku soon. Longing, Rusted, 17, Daybreak, Furnace, 9, Benign, Homecoming, 1, Freight Car. That's right, Eddie Brock, prepare yourself as we are about to activate the Winter Soldier. And here we have the Sawtooth Toys Winter Soldier, and you'll definitely have more than a sawtooth if you tackle the Winter Soldier in battle. And if you're enjoying the content, smash the like button, hit the hype button, let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and for any extra content feel free to become a channel member. So I presume this is a MCU Winter Soldier. We definitely need a new comic Winter Soldier either in Marvel Legends, Mafex, SH Figuarts, or some other format. And seeing Bucky here makes me want a soft goods Chris Evans Steve Rogers either in his civilian look, which we have had before from a third-party company, or one of his Winter Soldier outfits. We are with you to the end of the line, Buck. And of course Bucky was captured by Hydra and worked for the Russian branches of Hydra. And talking of Russian operatives with super strength, we go from the Winter Soldier to Rocky IV Ivan Drago via Higher Toys. And I'm sure you can probably hear the Rocky IV theme music now. Honestly, I know Mark could watch those films over and over, and I can't blame him, burning with determination to even up the score. Hearts on fire. Strong desire. Rages deep within. I just wish Higher would stop teasing figures that go up for pre-order and release more bloody stuff. I'm sure we are still waiting on Apollo Creed. And Higher have teased Ted Rocky in his black tracksuit with Bupkis. I can't even remember how long ago that was. It was a test shot, or unpainted prototype I believe. Anyway, the sooner we get Rocky and Apollo Creed the better. And Ivan Draco here makes up the Flicks part of Flicks and Figs, as does Jackie Chan. And let's say Higher to SH Figuarts Jackie Chan from Project A, which is a martial arts comedy film. And it's set in the 19th century, where Hong Kong's Marine Police Force combat pirates. Jackie Chan plays Sergeant Dragon Ma Yu. And Jackie Chan is a massive martial arts star in Asia and of course the West. It's surprising we haven't had more action figures of Jackie before now, but maybe securing his likeness was an issue. Anyway, Projector makes some more Flicks and Figs content. And at the start of the video, we saw the Kith Marvel Legends and Jada Street Fighter and Mega Man figures that are coming. To be honest, we could do a whole separate video talking about those. And if you think that's a lot to talk about, just wait until we get Kithic Legions from the Four Horsemen. But until then, here is more Gamerverse content. SH Figuarts Gamerverse Wolverine. And whilst all these SH Figuarts Gamerverse figures are great, perhaps it is Spider-Man most of all that stands out as looking particularly similar to his Capcom counterpart, whereas Cyclops and Wolverine tend to look more like Jim Lee versions of their characters rather than Capcom versions specifically. And also Marvel Legends have done a cracking job with their Gamerverse line. So it's really a case of if you want more high-end versions or not. And we saw Sawtooth Toys Winter Soldier earlier, and the next character has nothing to do with that. But she wears a mask that reminds me of Winter Soldier, so that's why I thought I'd mention it. And that's the 1/12th Mad Wolf Darkness Carolina Rolf, from the Cyber Forest Fantasy Girls collection of model kits. And if you go down to the Cyber Forest today, you're in for a big surprise. If you go down to the Cyber Forest today, anime girls in Gundam-style gear are battling it out in their disguise. Or just their armor, maybe they aren't disguised. Well, that's it. Another episode of Flicks and Figs in the bag. Thanks to Ivan Drago and Jackie Chan for the Flicks part of Flicks and Figs. What figures caught your eye? What will you pre-order? And I'll leave you with the Sexy Ice 2019 Manticora, which is a follow-up figure in the Sexy Ice range. The initial Eliminator figure became extremely popular, and will probably end up in most people's top 10 lists of 2025, which no doubt will start appearing very soon at the time of this video in a month or so. So these characters are made with amazing Yamaguchi-style articulation, and funnily enough, a lot of people are asking CT Toys about making the Eliminator, as it's sold out everywhere. So here's the Manticora, a figure you could pit against your Power Rangers, Giver or Kamen Rider figures in your collection for some toy photography, or the Sexy Ice Eliminator, as shown here doing battle with the Manticora. Well, I'm your host Libby, hope you enjoyed this episode of Flicks and Figs, and until next time, well, enjoy those flicks and figs. Keep collecting and having fun.